Hi guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how to use arrays in Tasker, how to work with them. But before we start, I want to show you my new website. It's called MationX.com. You can basically order any custom automation there. The new option here is this manage server, where basically if you have an idea for an automation that you want to run all the time and you don't want to buy phones or other devices for it to run all the time, you can basically order this manage server where it will actually run on my site and you don't have to manage anything. Also, it doesn't have to be an automation for Android devices, it can be automations for any operating systems. It supports Linux, Windows and Android. So if you're interested in that, take a look on this website and you can contact me from this website. Okay, so let's get to our phone here. I will open Tasker, create a new task. And let's create some basic array with some elements. So we will use the set array function. As you can see, I separated the values with comma. You can use any splitter you would like, but make sure to put it right here. So I'll put here the comma and it will split the values, and now I have 4 elements in this array. So now, for example, if you want to see how many elements is in your array, you can basically show the information by calling array with hashtag. We'll run it, and as you can see, it says four elements. They may not be all elements defined, so if you don't have a defined element like this, it will still say 4 elements, but the first element is not defined. So you can show the element by putting the index here. So this says show me the first element. As you can see, it's not defined. It doesn't know because it's not defined. Now you can get the position of an element that already exists in the array. So you can basically put a question mark here and something like apple. Should gives you the second and the fourth element. As you can see, it's 2 times. If I put something that doesn't exist, it says 0. 0 means it didn't find the element. Now you can also add more elements to find. So for example, if I add slash and peer, it will look for apple and peer. So it gives out 2, 3, 4, second, third and fourth element. Now you can also search the array with regex. So how you do that is you will put this thing here, I don't know how it's called, then R like regex, and then you're gonna input your pattern. If I put app and star, found an apple 2 times. A star means anything after that. Now if you want to get the first element and the last element, you will just put this arrow here. The first element is undefined, so it says this. The last element is apple. Now if you want just to print all of the elements, you just don't put anything in the brackets, so you'll just run it like this. As you can see, there are all of the elements. Now if you want to see elements from one index to another index, you will basically say the first index, then a colon, and then the second index, and it will show you all of the elements within these two. So I think it will show me from the second to the fourth element. And if you don't put anything after the colon, for example 2 and colon, it will show you from 2 to the end. It goes the same for colon and 2. It goes from the beginning to the second element. Now if you want to show all of the elements but separate them with something else other than a comma, you will just put this plus sign, then your splitter, like 3 dots, and that's basically it. So you can see it's separated. If you also want to do some function, then you will put another plus and show, for example, 2 elements from above. I mean the second index and above. It will work. So you can put here any function that we that I showed you until now. Now if you want to search the elements but you don't want to get indexes, instead you want to get the actual values, you will just use a dollar sign and you can put any function here as well. For example, I will put here question mark and then regex again, and then you find the apple element like this, and it should get you both of the apples. Yeah, it works. So you can search the element, search the whole array, but get back the real elements, not the indexes. If you want to get a random element from the array, you can just find it like this. It will just find a random element in the array. So if you run it, I selected the first undefined, okay, apple, as you can see. So this select a random element. Now if you want to go through all of the elements with a for loop, you can do that by here specifying the variable. So element and items would be array like this, and you can also put here some function as I showed you before, and for. We can, for example, print all of the elements to show us all of the elements. Very simple. Now I got another interesting thing here. If you set any variable the indexes, it saves you the indexes, and you will find the indexes within the array. So you'll find it by regex pattern like this. Now I will flash it to see what's in there. So you can see there are the elements like this. Now you don't need to split these two numbers with the comma. You can actually, if you have another array, but I will use the same, I want to search in this array, you will just put it like this. That will give you back the elements, as you can see. So that means when you're searching for an element, you can basically split the indexes by commas, as you can see. That's a very useful thing. So I think that will be everything, guys, for this video. If you want to see more, make sure to drop a comment under this video, and have a nice day.